So, this was an ugly game. that's, that's the best way I can put it. It is preseason, so you kind of expect it. But we started this game off with a pick six by Desmond Ritter, and yeah, it just never got better after that. Sometimes the game can get better after that. This was not one of those games. After that pick six, it kind of just went all downhill from there. Now, we did have our fifth string guys in, so it's not like we had starters in. And in all honesty, most of these players, other than potentially practice squad materials, will probably never see an NFL roster. Again, some of them will be on our practice squad, which kind of scares the crap out of me because that means that some of these guys, if we have someone get injured or there's a problem or setback, we're going to have to rely on some of these players, which I don't want to rely on majority of these players. Now, I will give props where props are due. Our backup offensive line did look pretty good, so that's the positive in the end here. At least it was like, okay, well, it wasn't a total hogwash. It was actually some decent options. Moma looked good in this game, Moma Jamita, but he is obviously, again, potentially going to be a second and third string guy. So, yeah, I don't know. It's preseason, man, and I'm so happy that this game is over with. Mitchell Tinsley was suited up for this game but did not play, which I thought was interesting because, I figured Jake Browning and Tinsley would play, but neither of them ended up playing, which I guess that kind of goes to show if you're not going to play in a game like this, you probably make the roster. So I'm going to guess that Mitchell Tinsley made the 53-man roster. Because if they're not going to play him today, and he's 100% healthy, then, bro, you're probably on the team. Which kind of means Isaiah Williams is the odd man out here of not making the team. So I kind of hope that's not the case because I do like Isaiah Williams, but I think he would be the odd man out. If Tinsley doesn't play and Tinsley's going to make the roster, then you're probably not going to have Isaiah Williams, but he'll still be a practice squad guy. He'll still get his, time in the shine if someone gets hurt. We saw it last year where he got some reps when people got hurt. So it's one of those things where, I think after Tinsley, how good he looked in that second preseason game, if we were to put him on our practice squad, he would probably get picked up, right? He would probably get signed somewhere. So it's also a factor of that too. You don't want to let someone go in your practice squad after they have a really good preseason game because then they might get picked up somewhere and you don't want to risk losing that guy. So I'm just happy preseason is over with. Keep in mind with the Dalton Risner situation, we're not going to get an update or any information anytime soon. Like, we might not get an update on the Dalton Risner situation until like next 2 weeks. Because he has to make a decision. He's going to meet with Seahawks, meet with the Steelers, and, he's going to kind of go through with that. So it's not like oh yeah, we're about to find out tomorrow. No, we're not. We're going to have to wait a good chunk of time to find out what's going on with Dalton Risner and whether or not we're going to get him. Now, at this moment in time, the right guard position battle is still up in the air. There is no update on who won it. Jalen Rivers obviously would be the third option if, right now with the battle. But we don't know if that's going to be decided anytime soon either. We got 2 weeks before the season kicks off, right? So we're going to have to figure something out. But we'll see. We'll see how that whole situation gets figured out. So across the board, guys, I'm happy that, the preseason's over with. I'm happy we can now start talking about the regular season, and it's actually a real thing. It's not like, a make-believe thing, it feels like. So let's just get ready to rock and roll and hopefully have ourselves a fantastic season because now we can officially say we're on to Cleveland. That's literally now officially a thing. Let's go, baby. Oh, man. I think everyone understands why preseason is so important, obviously, right? Preseason, very, very important. But it's just mind-numbing. It is honestly just mind-numbing. And for the players who are trying to make a roster, I understand. For them, it's the most important thing in their life, right? For a lot of players, most players, they do this the whole entire life. So this is like the biggest moment. They finally get a shot to show themselves. And as fans, we're sitting here like, oh, this is awful. Get this off my screen. Get to the regular season. But for them, it's very important. So I feel like this preseason, and just my takeaway from this preseason, hasn't been, other than Mitchell Tinsley, there hasn't been like any player going into the preseason, I feel like, that we thought was going to be like insanely, like there's no player that really shocked us crazy this preseason. In previous preseasons, we've had players that really shock us, but most players, I feel like, going into the preseason, we kind of expected to be good, which that's kind of not what you want, because you want to have that, diamond in the rough. Like, don't be wrong, like Fairchild, for example, he's been an animal, but we expected Fairchild to be an animal. I think most people expected Fairchild was going to be really, really good, but like, there's no one I can say right now other than Tinsley who is like, oh yeah, that 5th string receiver, or that 6th string receiver, we didn't expect him to do anything, and he ended up being that guy. Doesn't always happen, but, it's nice for that kind of stuff to happen. But see you guys next one, though.